What's going on, y'all? It's TKJ. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. 2K24 is officially out, and I know I'm a little bit late to the party because apparently if you have Xbox, there's like this whole New Zealand trick you can do, like change what time zone you're in and get early access. Y'all are crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing. But either way, your boy's on PlayStation, so I had to wait for it to come out like everyone else, which is fine. We're here though, man. It's our very first video for 2K24. I'm excited for this. I'm doing a realistic rebuild of the Los Angeles Lakers. They're one of the big winners this offseason, and they just recently signed Christian Wood. So this should be a lot of fun. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. I got a lot of really cool stuff planned for 2K24, man. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. But anyways, without any further ado, it's time to get into this video.
Let's get it.
So like I said, man, the Lakers are one of the big winners of the offseason. They had a lot of good signings. So let's get into it, the rotation breakdown. At the one, we got D'Angelo Russell back in LA after getting traded from the Timberwolves. Obviously, he did struggle towards the end of last year's playoffs, but man, it was still a good season for D'Lo. 18 points a game, round up, round here. 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and he shot 40% from deep. He's 27 years old, 82 overall, still a very solid player. But I'm not gonna lie, if we're looking to make an upgrade, then he might be someone who gets moved. He's got 2 years left on his deal, making 17.31 M's this season, 18.69 the next one. Honestly, man, it just comes down to how he plays this season. If he's looking good, then he'll stay on the team. If he's not, then we'll probably move him at the trade deadline, man. He's definitely not safe though. I'll tell you what though, one guy who is safe is Austin Reeves. He just signed a 4-year, $54 million deal this offseason. Shout out to him. And it's not hard to see why. He had a really good year last season, 13 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and also shot 40% from deep. He began his career as an undrafted guy, but really hit the ground running with the Lakers. You know, obviously they need shooting. They need guys who can create their own shot. And Reeves has done that, man. That was killing it with Team USA too. Like, this guy has turned into a stud, 25 years old, 82 overall. I don't think he has the highest ceiling in 2K, but either way, outside of LeBron and AD, I think he's the most untouchable guy on this team. So he's definitely going to be safe for this entire video. Then in the 3, we got LeBron James. Obviously needs no introduction. He's the best player of all time, depending on who you ask. But obviously he is getting older, 38 years old, 96 overall. The big thing here obviously is we're trying to win some more championships before he retires, which in 2K is usually after like year 1 or year 2. So we don't have any time to waste, man. Best believe we're trying to be competitive right away. So yeah, man, as good as LeBron James has been throughout his career, he's definitely on the back end of his time in the league. So we're going to try to send him out in style, that's for sure. Then at the 4, we got Rui Hachimura, who I do think is going to get the start over a guy like Christian Wood. I'd rather have his floor spacing. I'd rather have his defense. So that's why I made that decision. But anyways, he just signed this offseason on a 3-year, $51 million deal. The stats last season don't look anything too special. I mean, 11 points per game, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and shot 32% from deep. But in the playoffs, he really emerged as a knockdown shooter, a versatile defender, and honestly one of the better role players on this team. So at the age of 25, 79 overall, he's definitely one of the better assets that we have. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm trying to make an upgrade, he might be one of the guys to get moved, especially since he is on a bigger deal now. But we'll just see what happens, man. Then at the 5, we got Anthony Davis, who is 30 years old. He had a good season last year, man. 26 points per game, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Shot 56% from the floor, which I think might be a career high, right? Let's look around. Yeah, it is. Okay, so shout out to him for that. His 3-point shot obviously isn't there, 26%, but still, man, he can create on offense. Obviously, he's an elite defender as well. He's still on the books for the next 5 seasons, and by the end of that contract, 63.42 M's is a lot of money for what will be a 34-year-old Anthony Davis. I gotta imagine at some point he will get traded, you know, whenever LeBron retires and we hit the reset button. Is that going to be during this video? I'm not too sure, but that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Taking a look at the bench now, we got Christian Wood, the newest addition, just signed on a 2-year deal for absolutely nothing. I mean, his stats from last season look pretty good. 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and also shot 38% from deep. The main thing is just that he's a defensive liability, bro. There were a lot of times last season where he was virtually unplayable with the Mavericks. That's why it took him so long to find somewhere to sign. But again, man, to get him on that cheap of a deal, you might as well do it if you're the Lakers. I think it's a solid addition, a nice backup center, but obviously I'm not expecting a whole lot from him, you know what I mean? Anyways, we also got Jared Vanderbilt, came over from the Jazz last season. Pretty much he's just an elite defender, man. 6'8", you can defend guards, you can defend bigs. The 3-point shot is very much coming along. I mean, 32% last season. That's a career high. But there were definitely times last season, especially in the playoffs, where bro was just an offensive liability. Again, that's another reason why I started Rui Hachimura, because out of all of these guys, he's the most well-rounded one. But still, I think Jared Vanderbilt is solid. He is on an expiring deal though, 4.7 M's. You gotta imagine he's gonna want more this offseason. So we'll see what he's asking for, man. But if I can, I'd love to keep him. Then we got Gabe Vincent, who's one of my favorite signings of the offseason. He signed on a 3-year, $33 million deal. Ignore the stats here, man. All that matters is bro was hooping there in the playoffs. He was a really key contributor for the Miami Heat, who made it all the way to the NBA Finals. And now he's here on the Lakers, man. He's gonna be a really good backup point guard. And honestly, he might even become our starter if we don't like what we're seeing from D'Lo. So yeah, I'm super excited that we got Gabe Vincent here. I also really like the Taurean Prince signing, man. He's on a 1-year deal, about 4.5 M's. You know, it's a really solid 3-and-D wing player, 9 points a game last season, and he shot 38% from deep. We definitely will take that. I think he's going to be solid this year. And then the last guy in our 10-man rotation is a little bit of a wild card. That guy's Cam Reddish, 10th overall pick in 2019, but has bounced around the league a little bit, you know, spent time with the Hawks, the Knicks, and also the Trailblazers. Now he's here in LA, and honestly, man, this is a big year for him. There's not a lot of people on the bandwagon left. We'll see what he can do, man. Obviously, Obviously, he's a good defender, but a three-point shot has been shaky. That's going to have to go back up to above league average. If he can do that, he definitely will be solid for us, and he's also 24 years old, so he might become a guy who's a part of our future core once we eventually hit the reset button. That would be ideal, but to be honest, I'm not getting my hopes up. We'll just see what happens. Then we got some guys outside the rotation. Let's go and breeze past them here. We got Jackson Hayes signed on a 2-year deal, pretty much for nothing, man. I mean, the Lakers really made their money stretch this offseason, that's for sure. But yeah, he's a former 8th overall pick out of Texas. I went to Texas. I gotta point that out every single time. All bias aside, though, I'm not really sure what we're gonna get out of him. You know, he's a great athlete, but really outside of a rim runner, doesn't provide a whole lot of offense. He can't really create for himself. Just like Cam Reddish, though, man. He's young, 23 years old, so you might as well buy low on him, right? Maybe he'll turn into something for us, but if he doesn't, it's not like we invested a whole lot. Another young guy is Jalen Hood 17th overall pick in 2023. He's got great size of the one, you know, 6'6". He's a good defender. The three-point shot definitely is coming along, but I think he's gonna be solid, man. 20 years old. I can't imagine he'll contribute a whole lot like while we're trying to compete for a championship, but whenever we do hit the reset button, he's gonna be pretty nice for us. Honestly, the same goes to Max Christie, 20 years old, 2nd round pick in 2022. I know a lot of Lakers fans are really high on him, and I can definitely see the potential. I mean, obviously it was a small sample size last season, but the guy shot 42% from deep. Like, we definitely will take that. Again, man, I don't think he'll play a whole lot while we're trying to compete for a title, but when we do hit the reset button, he's definitely gonna get some more opportunities. And then finally, we got Maxwell Lewis, who was a 2nd round pick in this past year's draft. Honestly, I think he could be a steal, man. He's a really good 3-and-D player, 21 years old, so not the youngest. I think that's part of the reason why he fell. But hey, if the guy can knock down his shots and defend, he definitely will have a role on this team. He's just gonna have to progress. If he doesn't, he won't be a part of our future plans. But anyway, speaking of future plans, let's take a look at our 3-year game plan. Starting off with season 1 is very simple: buy if necessary. We're gonna send to the trade deadline if I feel like I need to make a move. Then I definitely will, but I also won't force it because we already made a lot of moves this offseason. I'm not gonna change things up unless I have to, but we'll just see how that plays out. Then for season 2, man, I want to assess our future. Let's say we do win a championship in year 1 and LeBron wants to retire, then I'm gonna start to think about hitting the reset button, trading AD, guys like that. But if we don't win a title in year 1 and guys are getting older, starting to regress, I'm definitely gonna have to make a big move to try to win a championship because our window obviously will be closing. So yeah, man, honestly, it can go either way. What we do in season 2 pretty much just depends on how we do in season 1, if that makes sense. And then finally in season 3, man, I just want to develop the young core. By that time, honestly, regardless of if we have won a championship or not, I gotta start to think about our future. Brown is probably gonna be like 40 by then. Anthony Davis is gonna be older too. Like, we definitely gotta start to think about which guys are gonna lead this team once they're gone. We got some solid young players right now: Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. Then we got some wild cards, guys like Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, Jalen Hood, Max Christie, Maxwell Lewis. Like, there's a lot of guys here who maybe can turn into something for us. But yeah, by the time we hit season 3, that's definitely gonna be my top priority. Anyways, man, that's a look at the 3-year game plan. Let's not waste any more time. Let's send to the trade deadline and see what the team's looking like. Oh, and by the way, usually I do adjust the shot tendency off camera, but I just want to show this real quick. 2K still hasn't updated Austin Reeves, which is pretty disappointing considering it's a new game. But yeah, man, I guess I'll make this change on my own. I'm gonna bump him up to like an 85, honestly. Again, I'm gonna mess around with this off camera, but I just wanted to show that real quick. Either way, though, let's get into simming. This is tough, bro. We're here at the trade deadline and we're 29-23, which surprisingly is good enough for the 4th seed in the Western Conference, but it's not good enough for me, man. Like I said, we're trying to win a championship this season, so we definitely got to make some moves. Let me look around and see what I can do. So here's what I'm thinking, man. I'm trying to send D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and a 2028 1st round pick to the Philadelphia 76ers for James Harden and Danny Green. Now, let me just start off by saying this actually should be a 2029 1st round pick because that's the only one the Lakers are able to trade, but unfortunately, we can't go that far into the future in 2K, which I'm not sure why they haven't fixed, because actually in real life, you can trade up to 7 years into the future. So in 2K, you might as well make those picks available. I don't know why they don't do that, but it is what it is. If we're in 2028 and this video is still going on, which I really hope is not the case, then I'll give my 2029 pick and get that 2028 one back, if that makes sense. Anyways, let's get into why I think this trade works for both teams. For the 76ers, honestly, I think it's really simple. James Harden doesn't want to be there. He's made that very clear, and he's on an expiring deal, so if you don't trade him right now, you're just going to lose him in the offseason for nothing. He's already said the only team he wants to play for is the Clippers, but if you're Philly, man, you're still trying to be competitive. You don't want Norman Powell, Robert Covington in a 1st round pick, whatever that package is. It's not going to be as good as this one, that's for sure. Philly's new starting lineup will be D'Angelo Russell, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Rui Hachimura, and Joel Embiid. That's still really good, man, especially in the Eastern Conference. And even though it's not the Clippers, I think James Harden would be fine with going to the Lakers because obviously it's still Los Angeles, you know, that's where he wants to go. So I think we would have a good chance of re-signing him. And then for us, man, I know this seems like a typical Lakers move. We're just name chasing, going for the best guy available. But honestly, I think James Harden would be a really good fit here. We'd have a starting lineup of James Harden, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Jared Vanderbilt, and Anthony Davis. Obviously, the big concern with James Harden on the court is that he's not the best defender, but the rest of the starting lineup is all guys who can defend. So honestly, I just need James Harden to come in here, score the ball, which he definitely can do. And I think another concern is that when the Lakers got Russell Westbrook, they really struggled with their depth. You know, they just didn't have guys to contribute, but that's not the case anymore. Off the bench, you still got guys like Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood, Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish. You even got some more young guys, Jalen Hood, Jackson Hayes. Like, I think this team is a lot better right now to sacrifice depth than they were when they traded for Russell Westbrook. And again, man, we're trying to win a championship right now. Our window definitely is closing. And after seeing the way the season's going so far, if we don't make a move, we're not going to win a title. It's really that simple. So I think this is a trade that we should do. Let's give this thing a shot, man. Will they say yes to this? They're saying no. Okay, I will give you guys, let's just say, some some second round picks here is the best that I can do. They're still saying no. Let's see. Come on, man. One more second round pick. Will they say yes to this? And they will. James Harden, welcome to the Lakers. And that's the team, man. We got James Harden, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Jared Vanderbilt, and Anthony Davis. On the bench, you got Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood, Cam Reddish, Torian Prince, and Jackson Hayes. Are we good enough to win a championship, though? That's the big question. Let's sim the rest of this season and see what it's looking like. So the boys look really good after that trade, man. We finished 56-26, which you definitely will take. I think we only lost like 2 or 3 games after the trade deadline, which is crazy. But what's even crazier, Ja Morant MVP. I'm not sure if he missed time, if they have that like in the game or not, because he was supposed to be suspended for the first 25 games of the season. But apparently that didn't happen in 2K. That's great. Anyways, let's take a look at the rest of this here. Do we have anything that concerns us? It does not look like it. But they actually do have the little logo there for exec of the year, because last year I actually couldn't click on it and like see what team it was. It's a little thing, but I guess that's cool. Anyways, let's check out the All-NBA teams now. Do we have anything for the Los Angeles Lakers? Yes, we do, bro. All-NBA 13 for LeBron James, James Harden, and Anthony Davis, which is pretty crazy, man. That's definitely a good big 3. We're taking a look at the rest of this here. We've got LeBron James, all-defensive second team. That's good. And it looks like that's it for us. Okay, so he finished as the second seed in the Western Conference. We definitely will take that. Let's check out the stats now. LeBron James led the way, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. And he shot 34% from deep, which honestly is not that bad, man. We don't have a lot of 3-point shooting. We got James Harden. Again, I think this is a perfect fit. Bro shot 41% from deep. We definitely do need that. We also got Austin Reeves, 37%. Christian Wood 38, Gabe Vincent 35, about league average, and it looks like that's it for us. So not a lot of 3-point shooting, but we'd be in a much worse position if we didn't have James Harden. Speaking of which, let's take a look at his stats real quick. 21 points, also 5 rebounds, 10 assists, man. I forgot to mention we also needed him to be a good playmaker for us, and it looks like he was, so shout out to him. Then we got Anthony Davis, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Austin Reeves, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Yeah, man, that's just because I boosted his shot tendency. Again, I don't know why 2K didn't mess around with that, but it is what it is. Off the bench, you got Christian Wood, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and also 1 steal. Then we got some other guys here. Gabe Vincent looked pretty solid, 11 points, 3 assists. Cam Reddish, 7 points, nothing too crazy. And the 3-point shot still needs some work, man. That's tough. Anyways, make sure to pause it if you want to take a look at the rest of these stats. But let's get into this playoff run and try to win a championship. Who are we going to face in the first round? It's going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, let's take a look at the matchup here, as we do have a different preview screen. That looks pretty cool. Anyways, they got Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Anthony Towns, and Nas Reed. Not Rudy Gobert, so I don't know if he got traded or what, but that's interesting. Anyways, man, let's get into simming here. We're going to take this game by game per usual, as we win game 1. Okay, let's see. We are up 2-0 now. Okay, is it going to be that easy? It's looking like it, man. The James Harden trade definitely did wonders for us. I mean, it's still the Timberwolves. Like, it's nothing too crazy. But either way, we get the clean sweep there. That's definitely good. Now we're moving on to the second round, and look who we're going up against. It's the Los Angeles Clippers. We got a battle for LA here in the second round. It's a team James Harden wanted to go to, but he's not with them. He's with us now. Let's take a look at the matchup. They got Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Nicholas Batum, and the Vika Zubac. It's a good team, but I do think that we're better, as we're going to take this game by game. We win game 1. Okay, we're at 2-0 now. Bro, we just gonna clean sweep them? Okay, no, we're not. I got a little bit cocky there, man. I got pump fake. That happens sometimes. Anyways, let's go ahead and sim this thing, and we do get the gentleman sweep. That's a really good sign, because that's a good Clippers team. But anyways, now we're here in the conference finals, and we're going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. All right, that's pretty interesting. Again, it's a new 2K, so I don't know which teams are like really good in 2K sim, but it is an interesting one. Anyways, let's take a look at the matchup, as they got CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jonas Valanciunas. I'm not noticing any like crazy trades also, which in last year's 2K seemed to happen a lot. Is that a good thing, a bad thing? I'm not too sure. It just depends on who you ask. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this thing, as we're going to take it game by game. We win game 1. We are up 2-0 now. Bro, this team is different, that's for sure. We do lose a game there, but we get the gentleman sweep. Okay, so now we're in the NBA Finals, and we're going up against the Boston Celtics. That's pretty realistic. It's not the Atlanta Hawks, which is good. They always made it in last year's 2K sim. But anyways, taking a look at the matchup, they got Malcolm Brogdon, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Robert Williams III. Let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. As where were the Hawks? They were the 8th seed. Okay, I see you, 2K. That's actually realistic, man. So shout out to him for that. But anyways, to lose game 1, we bounce right back though. We are up 2-1. We're at 3-1, and there we go. The Los Angeles Lakers have won a championship, and LeBron James led the way. Finals MVP, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, shot 39% from deep. Jeez, come on, man. 39 years old, but aging like fine wine. Shout out to him. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. Anthony Davis led the way in the closeout game. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. We like to see that. LeBron James, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. James Harden, nothing too crazy, 18 points, 9 assists. His numbers actually did go down in the playoffs, 18 points, 10 assists, and also he didn't shoot shoot a 3-ball as well, 38%. But honestly, that's still good, man. And again, if we didn't make that trade, I don't think we would have won a championship. So I definitely think that was the right call. Anyways, taking a look at the playoff stats, LeBron James, bro. Like I said, agent like fine wine, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and he shot 39% from deep, which is insane for him. If this is his last year, bro, definitely went out on top, that's for sure. And check out Austin Reeves, 19 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, shot 42% from deep. Bro got his bag this past offseason, but it was worth every penny. And just like that, man, we got a championship in year 1, but we still got 2 more years to go, so let's try to win some more titles. And it is a really good sign, man. LeBron James isn't trying to retire. For those that don't know how this thing works out, if a player tries to retire, then I can override it 1 time, but once they try it a 2nd time, I'm actually not able to override it. So the fact that LeBron isn't here right now says we at least got 2 more years, which is the length of the rest of this video, man, so that's really good. Anyways, taking a look at the draft now, we got pick number 30, but it's going to the Pelicans as a part of the Anthony Davis trade. That's totally fine. We do have a 2nd round pick though, so I'm gonna go to the draft. Maybe we'll find a steal, I'm not too sure, but let's just check it out. So I'm here to the draft right now. We don't have like a full custom class. There's one out right now that has like the main guys, Ron Holland, Modest Uzelas, Justin Edwards, so that's good. They're gonna be in this thing, but outside of that, it's just auto-generated guys. Either way though, I see this guy who should be a steal, Xavier Booker, 19 years old, 6'10" power forward, who apparently should have gotten drafted a long time ago. His ceiling isn't crazy high, Buck Williams all-star, but like for the middle of the 2nd round, I definitely will take that. So let's make that pick. Xavier Booker, welcome to the Lakers. So now we're here at team stats player options, where apparently everybody wanted to decline theirs. LeBron James, Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, all of them are going to test free agency, which is unfortunate, but let's go to free agency and try to bring him back. So obviously the first guy we got to resign is LeBron James, who has 16 offers. Let's go ahead and take a look at him here. Apparently his top one so far is from the Clippers, which is interesting. 1 year, 43.72 M's. Let's try to bring him back, man. I'm going to try 1 year, 40.5 M's. Will he say yes to this? Let's go ahead and find out, as it looks like we are his top offer. Okay, so it's less money, but he's staying with us. That's great. We'll definitely take that. Now I'm trying to re-sign James Harden. It's going to be a 1 year deal, 35.5 M's. Let's go ahead and see if we are his top offer here. We are, bro, but just barely. He almost went to the Raptors, but instead he's coming back with us. That's definitely good. Unfortunately, we didn't have the money to bring back Jared Vanderbilt. I think he wanted something like the mid-teens. We just couldn't do it financially, but I'm going to replace him with Kyle Anderson. It's not the worst, just a 1 year veteran minimum. Will he say yes? And he will. There we go. I'm not going to lie, man. Now we got to be really creative, like filling out our roster, because we also couldn't afford Christian Wood. He wanted something like in the teens, so I'm going to replace him with Drew Eubanks. Honestly, on the same deal that Christian Wood got. It's a 2 year veteran minimum deal with the player option on the 2nd season. Let's see if he will say yes, and he will. There we go. I'm also going to bring Taurean Prince back on a 1 year veteran minimum deal. He says yes too. And then finally, I need a backup power forward. I guess that guy's going to be Kelly Olynyk. He's 33 years old, 78 overall, probably going to regress this offseason, but hey, if he's just ring chasing, it makes sense to come here. I think it'll be a nice floor spacer for us, man. So will he say yes? He will. Cool. So now we're here at play progression, where our main guys definitely are getting a little bit worse. LeBron James down 2 to a 94, Anthony Davis down 1 to a 92, and James Harden down 2 to an 87. It is what it is, man. It's not a surprise. But anyways, Austin Reeves up 2 to an 84. That's good. Gabe Vincent stayed put at a 79, which is unfortunate, but it does say 80 in the top left corner, so I guess we'll take that. Anyways, Kyle Anderson went up 1 to a 78. That's pretty good considering he is 30. Drew Eubanks went up 1 to a 77. Kelly Olynyk down 1 to a 77. That's not too bad. It'll still be a decent backup for us. Then we got Taurean Prince up 1 to a 76. Jalen Hood-Schifino up 3 to a 75. Is he good enough to be our backup shooting guard now? Honestly, I still think he's a year away, so we probably need to trade for that. But still, that's good progression. And same for Max Christie, Max Lewis, man. They're looking pretty decent too, so that's good. But anyways, let's move on to season 2. We're trying to go back to back. Would you looky here? We weren't able to bring back Cam Reddish this offseason because I think he wanted like 7M, something like that. I just didn't have the money for it. Apparently, no other teams did either, man. He's still here in free agency at the start of the season, and now he only wants 3.5M, so we definitely can do that. We're gonna make it a 2 year deal because we might as well. He's 25 years old. So will he say yes to this? And he will. Cam Reddish, welcome back. So taking a look at the team for year 2, we got James Harden, Austin Reeves, LeBron James, Kyle Anderson now starting for us, and Anthony Davis. Then on the bench, we got Gabe Vincent, Drew Eubanks, Kelly Olynyk, Cam Reddish, and also Taurean Prince. Honestly, the bench doesn't look too bad, man. I feel like we did a pretty good job of putting that together. So let's just do the same thing we did last season, man. We're gonna sim to the trade deadline. If we need to make a move, then we will. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm answering the trade deadline number 34 and 16, first team in the Western Conference, which is good. I'm going to look around for some trades because, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't. But honestly, if we stay put, it wouldn't be the worst thing. So let me look around and just see what's out there. Yeah, man, after looking around, there's not really anything I can find that makes sense. I'm not going to force it because I don't want to mortgage our future unless I have to. We're the top team in the Western Conference, looking pretty good. Let's just keep this thing going. Hopefully we can keep it that way. So we finished the season 54 and 28, not too bad. Nikola Jokic MVP. Let's take a look at the rest of this here. Do we have anything that concerns us? We do not, but that's fine. What about the All-NBA teams? Let's take a look at that here, as we do have LeBron James All-NBA third team. That's good. And do we have anything else? It's not looking like it. Okay. So we're the second seed in the Western Conference, same as last year, which isn't too bad. Taking a look at his stats, LeBron led the way, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. He shot 35% from deep, which is pretty good for him. But I'm not gonna lie, man, we don't have a lot of 3-point shooting. We got Austin Reeves 36%, James Harden 41, Gabe Vincent Vincent 37, and not much else, man. I mean, Kyle Anderson 38, also Torian Prince 43. I mean, it's not like we don't have any 3-point shooting. I think we got just enough, which I guess is decent. Anyways, taking a look at the rest of the stats here, we got Anthony Davis 19 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Austin Reeves still doing his thing, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. And James Harden took a really big dip here apparently. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, and 1 steal. I mean, he's shooting the ball efficiently, so that's good. But yeah, he's one of those guys who Father Time definitely is catching up to him. It is what it is. Anyways, taking a look at the bench now, Gabe Vincent 12 points, 3 assists, and Cam Reddish 8 points per game, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. What was his 3-point shot again? 33%. Okay, so still not the best, but oh well. Anyways, make sure to pause it if you want to take a look at the rest of these stats. But let's get into this playoff round, man, and try to go back to back. Who are we going to face in the first round? It's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. All right, let's take a look at the matchup here, as they got CJ McCollum, Dyson Daniels, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Alexei Pokusevski at the 5 now. That's interesting. It's a pretty good team, but I think that we are better. So let's go ahead and take this game by game. We won game 1, okay. We are up 2-0 now. Let's see, it's 3-0 us, and okay, there we go. The sim speed seems a little bit slower in this game, man, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, now we're in the second round, and we're going up against the OKC Thunder. Okay, so let's take a look at this matchup. They got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, J-Dub, and Chet Holmgren. This is a dangerous team, man. I feel like they can beat us. So let me go to mess around with this rotation real quick, which honestly, I don't even think we did last playoffs. But yeah, this is a good young Thunder team, so let me go ahead and do that. So you guys know the deal. I give a lot more minutes to the starters, and I did make it a 9-man rotation, taking Torian Prince out of it. Let's go to see if that's enough to make it out of this thing, man. It's gonna be tough here, but we win game 1, okay. We're up 2-0 now. Okay, I was gonna say it's not gonna be that easy. It's 2-2. Yep, that makes sense. 3-2 us. Can we close this thing out? Yes, we can. Okay, so that was our closest series yet, but we did make it out of it. Now we're here in the conference finals, and we're going up against the Houston Rockets. Let's take a look at the matchup, as they got Jordan Poole now. That's interesting. Also Jalen Green, Tobias Harris, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. This is another really good young team, man. So let's go ahead and get into this thing as we win game 1. Okay, we are okay. I was gonna say we're not up 2-0. I tend to pump fake myself a lot, man. And okay, it's 2-2 now. That's good. 3-2 us. Can we close this thing out? And we cannot. Okay, our very first simcast of 2K24. Let's go ahead and get into it. So if it's close, then we will jump into it. Let's see. They are pulling away a little bit, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's not looking good, bro. So we are gonna lose this thing. It is what it is. This is a good young Rockets team, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Anyways, it's the Cavs and the Rockets in the finals, and the Cavs won it all. Darius Garland Finals MVP. Shout out to him. So LeBron James is officially trying to retire, and honestly, man, I kind of want to just let it happen. You know, he's 40 years old. We didn't win this year. We're obviously gonna regress, while teams like the Rockets, the Thunder, the Cavs, they're only gonna get better. So I think this year we're just gonna hit the reset button, man. It's a little bit anticlimactic because it is our final season of the video, but I think it's realistic, and I want to show you guys what that might look like if it were to happen. So let's go ahead and do that, man. LeBron James, thank you for your service. So we do have our own pick. It's number 27. That's good. It is an auto-generated draft class though, but either way, let's go to draft night and see what it's looking like. And I think we might have found another steal, man. Frederick Nelson, a 19-year-old 6'4" shooting guard. It says he should have gotten drafted a long time ago. He's got an all-NBA ceiling. We definitely will take that. So let's make that pick. Frederick Nelson, welcome to the Lakers. So the first thing we're gonna do is get rid of the cap hold on James Harden. 53.25 M's, man. That's a lot of money. I probably could re-sign him and do like a sign and trade, but honestly, he's 35 years old. I don't think I get a whole lot back. So honestly, I'd rather just let him walk and get the cap space. So now we got some money to spend, and I just want to throw it at some young guys that need a change in scenery. The first one's going to be Jalen Suggs. He's a restricted free agent, but at Magic have a lot of guards. I think he is the odd man out. Like, he's not even starting there anymore, but he's 24 years old, 81 overall. I'll definitely take a flyer on him, man. So let's see. I'm going to try like a probably a $15 million deal. That sounds pretty good to me. And then I'm going to try a 3-year, $22.5 million deal for Jonathan Kuminga. Golden State definitely doesn't have the money to match that. They still got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. I think they got Jeremy Grant too. I don't even know how that happened. But yeah, man, for us, he's 22 years old, 81 overall. Definitely needs a change in scenery. So let's make that happen. He's a restricted free agent, just like Jalen Suggs. Is it enough to pry them away, man? Let's go and find out. And it looks like it is, man. Let's get it. Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Kuminga, welcome to the team. Oh, and also forgot I wasn't recording. That's my bad. But I signed Nas Reed, 2 years, 30.75 M's. I'm surprised the Timberwolves didn't re-sign him, but that's a good pick for us, man. I'm happy with that. And I also re-signed Max Christie to a 2-year, $18.45 million deal. I'm sure the Lakers fans are happy about that. But yeah, man, let's keep it moving now. So taking a look at player progression now, we got Anthony Davis down 1-91. The plan is just to trade him this season and get whatever I can back in return. Hopefully some draft capital, because right now we don't have much of that. But anyways, Austin Reeves up 1-85. We also got Jonathan Kuminga up 3-83. Jalen Suggs up 2-82. Nas Reed up 1-81. What else do we got here? Cam Reddish up 3-79. Part of that is just because I made him a small forward again. That bumped him up. But yeah, that's the position we needed to play now. Anyways, we also got Jalen Hood-Schifino up 3-78. That's good. Max Christie up 2-75. Maxwell Lewis up 2-74. And Xavier Booker up 3-72. Okay. There's a lot of green arrows, man, which is a breath of fresh air, because we used to be a very old team. Now we're a very very young team, which I think is pretty cool. But anyways, man, let's go to season 3 and wrap this thing up. So here's what I'm thinking, man. I'm trying to sign Anthony Davis and Jordan McLaughlin to the Atlanta Magic for Paul George, Jalen Smith, and 2 unprotected first-round picks in 2027 and 29. The Magic are starting to be competitive. If they do this deal, they're going to have Tyus Jones, Anthony Black, Paolo Banchero, Anthony Davis, and Wendell Carter Jr. This lets AD play at the 4 spot, which you know he wants to do, so I think it's a good fit. Then for us, we're getting Paul George, who's old at this point, 82 overall. The good news is that he only has 2 years on his deal as opposed to AD, who has 3 years, so we're pretty much saving a year there. Then we're getting Jalen Smith, who might turn into something for us. He's 25 years old, 78 overall, so I guess I'll take that. But obviously the main thing I want is these first-round picks. We don't have a lot of draft capital right now, and if we're going to hit the reset button, we obviously need some. I think this trade makes sense for both teams. Let's see if they will say yes to this. They're saying no. I will give you guys some second-round picks here. Now you guys are pushing it. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I don't think I'd have to give it these picks in real life, but for 2K I will. Let's see if this is enough here, and it is. There we go. Anthony Davis, thank you for your service. And for my last trade, I'm going to try to send Gabe Vincent, Andrew Eubanks to the Utah Jazz for Mason Plumlee, Andre Drummond, and a 2027 first-round pick that originally belonged to the Cavs. Apparently the Jazz have Jason Tatum now, which is crazy. So they're definitely trying to compete for a championship. I think Gabe Vincent would be nice here as a backup point guard. As much as I like Gabe Vincent, he's 29 years old now. It doesn't fit our timeline anymore. So I'll take this first-round pick. It is the Cavs. They're going to be really good. So I probably will be in the late 20s, but I guess that's fine. Anyways, let's see if they'll say yes to this. They're saying no, they want a second-round pick. They will give me another second-round pick. Yeah, sure, why not? Done deal. And that's the team for year 3, man. We got Jalen Suggs, Austin Reeves, Cam Reddish, Jonathan Kuminga, and Naz Reid. It's a young starting vibe, but I feel pretty good about it. Then on the bench, I got Jalen Hood-Schifino, Paul George, Jalen Smith, Max Christie, and Andre Drummond. We're not going to be a very good team, that's for sure, but I feel like I did a pretty good job of setting us up for the future. Either way, though, let's sim this season and see what it's looking like. Talk to me, but talk to me nice. The boys went 44-38 this season, which I know isn't that good, but for a team that just lost LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and James Harden, that's pretty insane, bro. Anyways, taking a look at the awards here, Nikola Jokic MVP. Do we have anything that concerns us? I highly doubt it. Yeah, it's not looking like it, but that's fine. Anyways, what about the All-NBA teams here? Do we have anything for us? Let's go ahead and find out, as it looks like we do. Jalen Suggs, all defensive second team. That's pretty crazy, but yeah, I think that's it for us. Okay, it's so wild to me, bro. We are the 6th seed in the Western Conference. I can't believe that. It looks like our leading scorer was Jonathan Kuminga, not Austin Reeves, which is surprising. But yeah, he averaged 17 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and he shot 36% from deep, man. Shout out to him. Then we got Austin Reeves shooting 39%. We also got Jalen Suggs 37, Jalen Hood-Schifino 41. We also got Paul George 36. We got Max Christie 42. Like, we got some 3-point shooters there, man. That's pretty good to see. But anyways, taking a look at the rest of the stats now. Austin Reeves 17 points per game. He also averaged 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Then we got Jalen Suggs 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Cam Reddish in the starting role did his thing, man. 13 points per game, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and the 3-point shot, still not the best, but it is what it is. Anyways, taking a look at some guys on the bench. Jalen Hood-Schifino, 13 points, we'll take that. Also 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Let's see what else we got here. Naz Reid, 12 points, 9 boards, that's good. Paul George is pretty much just the veteran of the group at this point. The stats are nothing crazy, but Max Christie, though, looked pretty good. Only 15 minutes per game, but he averaged 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and how did he shoot from deep again? It was 42%, yeah. 23 years old, 77 overall. We might have something here, man. That's pretty cool. But anyways, make sure to pause it if you want to take a look at the rest of the stats. Let's get into this playoff run. So we're going up against Portland Trailblazers in the first round. Let's take a very quick look at the matchup here, as they got Scoot Henderson, Anthony Simon, Shaedon Sharpe, Chris Murray, and Mitchell Robinson. It looks like Dame's still on the team, though. I mean, he's there in the preview, so I guess he's coming off the bench now. That's interesting. Anyways, man, let's go ahead and get into this thing and see if we can win a playoff series, which would be crazy. So win game 1. We are up 2-0. Okay, yeah, the sim speed is definitely a little bit slower in this year, but it is what it is. It's 2-2 now, and we're down 3-2. Let me go ahead and shorten the rotation real quick. So we're gonna do it like this. I gave some more minutes to the starters, and I took, who was it, Andre Drummond out the rotation. Is that enough to win? What is it, man? 2 games here. Let's go ahead and find out, as I did not mean to go simcast. We're not gonna do that. Okay, let's sim this thing regularly, and we lost. That's tough. I mean, it is what it is, man. Jonathan Kuminga looked pretty good in the last game. 22 points, 6 rebounds. Austin Reeves really struggled, though. 10 points, 8 assists, and he only shot the ball 8 times. I actually gave him a shot tendency of like 95 this year, so that's a little bit surprising. But anyways, let's go ahead and just send the rest of these playoffs here. Does not matter to me too much, as it is going to be, let's see, the Jazz and the Hornets here, and the Hornets win it all, led by Brandon Miller, Finals MVP. Shout out to him. But that's going to do it for us, man. I feel like this is a pretty realistic rebuild. You know, we won a championship in year 1. We tried to go back-to-back in year 2. We couldn't make it happen, so we hit the reset button in year 3, and I feel like we did a pretty decent job of setting ourselves up for the future. Austin Reeves not a main guy here, 28 years old, not the youngest, but we do got like Jonathan Kuminga, 23 years old, Jalen Suggs, 25, Jalen Hood-Schifino, 22. We also got Max Christie, 23, and then a couple guys that didn't even play in this video, but if it was a longer rebuild, then at some point they would. Either way, though, this is a lot of fun. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I said, man, I got a lot of fun stuff planned for 2K24, including a new series, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But anyways, this has been 2KJ. Blessings.